a stand-up comic and poet and singer-songwriter and artist of considerable talent, and I've known him for a few years, and I've been a huge fan of his since I first saw him perform. Please give it up for Rory Motion.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be in Helmsley. And I mean that as well. I am really happy to be in Helmsley. Some people just say, "Oh, happy to be here," but no, I am. I wouldn't say it if I wasn't. Like a couple of months ago, I did a gig in Worksop. And you can't really go on stage and say, "I'm happy to be in Worksop," because they're not stupid. They live in a crap place, but they're not stupid. So the last gig I did before this one was I was support for Captain Beefheart's Magic Band. And basically, since the age of 18, if you'd say, "Who's your favourite band?" I would get my little list out and go, "Captain Beefheart's Magic Band." And I was giddy with excitement. I was giddy with excitement. And it put me in touch with all the other times in my life when I've been giddy with excitement. And most of them, to be honest, were about 35 years ago. Well, one of those special times when I was giddy was my first ever holiday without my mum and dad. And I flew to India, flew to New Delhi. Then I got a bus to Rishikesh, which is this little town at the foothills of the Himalayas on the river Ganges. And from there I walked to the source of the Ganges. It took about 3 weeks. And on this walk, all I took was a cloth, big cloth, and a pan. Right? And the cloth was to sleep under, and for shopping, just put different things in each corner. And the pan, you didn't need a stove, you just find 3 stones, a little bit of kindling, in 5 minutes you can have a cup of tea. If it's a windy day, you can have a raging forest fire. And every night when I would sleep out under the stars, looking across the Himalayas, you could see 4 or 5 places where someone had made a mess of a cup of tea. And on this walk, I only met one Westerner in the entire 3 weeks, and that was up by the source. And at first, I thought he was a local holy man, because he was basically naked except for an orange cloth. He had dreadlocks down to here, he was covered in ash and holy markings. Anyway, it turned out that not only was he Western, he was English, and he was from Bristol, which where I was living at the time. And not only that, we had the same meditation teacher. Anyway, he showed me a cave where I could live for a while, right? And every evening I'd be cooking my food on my pan, and he would teach me how to make chapatis on a biscuit tin lid, right? And we would have visitors every now and then, friends of his, holy men, and they would build a shrine next to the fire. It'd be 3 stones representing the female yoni, and then a big long one representing the Shiva Lingam. So you'd have this symbolic celebration of cosmic union next to the fire, right? And then they would pass around these conical clay pipes called chillums, filled with tobacco and hashish. And then they would tell stories from the ancient Hindu myths. It was a fantastic holiday. It was Thomas Cook. Two bees, or not 2 bees? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind or nobler in the mind. So I'm just really interested in words. Just really like words. I like roots of words. I like all that stuff. Like, I don't know if you know the word education is taken from the Latin educare, which means to be bored in an underventilated room. And my sweet angel told me A166 was best. As Jenny gave from Stamford Bridge to Acombe in the west. Sweet visions of Heslington and a full moon in my eyes. With my heavy load on the Bridlington Road, I began to realise I had Osbaldwick woman on my mind. She lives in Osbaldwick, sometimes. see her say hello. She might be in Tang Hall. She left there last early spring. She might be there by fall. She went by purple bendy bus and ran there pretty slow. The council say that they're alright, but tell them it isn't so. Osbaldwick woman on my mind. She lives in Osbaldwick, yeah, sometimes. Well, my sweet Osbaldwick, Scorpio angel, I will always love you true. Between Fulford and infinity, I will be with you. And every time we part, I feel the pain and hurt and sorrow. And your sweet lips will break my heart when you say, alright, then I'll see you tomorrow. Osbaldwick woman on my mind. Alright, see you later. Osbaldwick woman on my mind. Ta-da then. Osbaldwick woman.